student. He's still here. Hart Perez. He was a student of mine, and then he got interested in the fact that I've written books on film, and he's an ambitious guy who wants to write books and make films, and he was doing a film class in which part of the assignment was to interview somebody and do a documentary portrait of somebody, a short film, and on video. And this is for Professor Bill Nichols in the cinema department. So Hart asked me if he could do an interview with me about Orson Welles, since I've done 3 books on Welles and acted for him. So we did an interview which was fun, and it was about 13 minutes long or something, and Hart showed it in the class, and apparently it got a lot of laughs, which I was happy to hear. It was kind of funny. It was basically telling the story of acting for Welles, which is quite an interesting, funny, colorful story, and then he put that on YouTube, and so a lot of people have commented that they enjoyed it. So I said to Hart, you did such a good job on this film, what do you think of expanding it into a longer film and having me talk about the other directors that I've written about, the 3 biographies, Spielberg, Ford, and Capra. So we do sections on each of those directors, and then there's a section on Howard Hawks, who I did the interview about Hawks on Hawks. And then we did a section on my early years, how I became a film buff and how I became a film scholar and how I got into screenwriting. I talk about that, and then I talk about becoming a teacher, and that's the early part of the film, and then we go off into sections on Spielberg, Ford, Capra, and Welles. So it's a 50-minute film. Turned out really well. Hart did a wonderful job directing it. And this is a film made for no money. I mean, almost literally no money. Maybe, a little pizza here and there, and that's about it. Some Cokes for the crew. And we had some nice volunteer crew people, some students and friends of Hart's and mine, and all very good at what they do. And Hart managed to... He went to St. Mary's College before this, and so they let him use his room, and he turned this room into a little studio and managed to very cleverly have different backdrops for different parts of the film, so it doesn't look like it's all shot in the same place. And then he shot part of it at my home, and he did an excellent job of editing the film, and then we used a lot of stills from my collection. Over the years, I've been very diligent about saving stills from all the filmmakers I've interviewed, and I have all the stills from my books, and so we use quite a variety of those in the film. And I talk about other people I've met and interviewed, such as Roman Polanski and Fritz Lang and Renoir and Billy Wilder and all kinds of people. So I tried to be entertaining and fun. So it's been going over well with people who've seen it in preview copies. It won't be officially seen until April. The Tiburon International Film Festival in Marin County, Tiburon is a little town in Marin County, is going to show it. The world premiere will be in April. And that's a wonderful little festival. It's run by a man named Saeed Shafa, that's S-A-E-E-D, last name S-H-A-F-A. And he's a graduate of San Francisco State. I don't know the year, but he's from Iran, and he came to America, he told me, because he loves American Westerns. And he came here and went to school here, and he started inviting me to do programs over there. And so for several years I do a program honoring some filmmaker usually, or showing a new or old film. And he likes to highlight films by our students, so I kind of had that in mind. I thought when we make this film, we'll offer it to him, and he was happy to show it. So he'll give the film its world premiere. And then we'll see, after that maybe we'll show it at some other places. And I've already been invited to show it at Loyola Marymount University in LA, and we'll show it around, and then eventually we'll sell copies on the internet, hopefully. It probably won't be a smash hit like a Spielberg film, but it's nice to have a film about my career, and I can talk about being a film scholar and how I got into it. And
it's a legacy.
Yeah, it's nice to have your work recognized, but hopefully it'll give ideas to some young film buffs and writers that they could write books. And I taught myself how to write books, and I just started doing it. And I wrote my Wells book when I was a student, and writing a book doesn't cost you much. Although when you do a big biography, you need money for travel and things like that, and you have to get in advance. But it's a good career. Being a writer is great fun. It's very hard work, but it's very satisfying. So I hope that people who see it might be inspired to go off and do books of their own.